All right. All right, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Here with my best friend in the world, good man, Patrick Henry. I'll put all his socials in the bio of this video.
Lord, use my government name.
Oh, hell. I had to cut that one out then. What's going on there, everybody? I'm out here with Big Smoke. Oh, here we go chop this mug up any damn way. Today we're going to sample some bourbon here. It's only fitting that I do that with the person that really started me on my bourbon journey. I can tell I was a vodka drinker. Like I killed some damn Kettle One, and my man started getting into it. He was like, "Man, you gotta try this. You gotta try this." I was reluctant for years, and then one day it just clicked. It had me some good stuff, and it's been an interesting ride. I very rarely get a vodka tonic anymore. Yeah. I always see what they got on the menu, and I'll try something different, see what they got on the bar, and I loved it. I loved it. How'd you get started with bourbon?
It was a progression. I started out, actually, back from high school. We'd sneak off and we drank that Evan Williams and George Dickel and get a bottle of Jack, and then as I got to college, it was Crown Royal.
The cold chilling process.
Yeah, it stayed Crown Royal for years, and but I still like bourbons, and well, those are Tennessee whiskeys. You know, a lot of the stuff that wasn't available to me, and we're small town guys, stuff that wasn't available.
Yep.
I tried some of the Weller products and some of the Buffalo Trace, and I was like, man, there's a whole nother world of just great bourbons. Just started dabbling around and went from there.
There it is. There it is. All right. So what we have here tonight is that Woodford Reserve Batch. Oh God, Batch Proof. 119 proof. I usually don't like that fire like that, but what I have learned is once you give them a chance to breathe, they really mellow out, and the flavor signatures and notes are so much stronger and prevalent in the higher proof.
Yeah, I remember when I was trying to get you into the higher proofs, when your Woodford Double Oak was about as high proof as
that was it. That was more.
You went to the single barrel.
Yep.
I started on the Four Roses small batch, and I thought it was just fantastic. And then you went to a Four Roses single barrel.
Single barrel, and that's still one of my favorites. That's one of my everydays.
And then I tried a Four Roses barrel proof, and I was like, bro, you got to come on with me.
That's what I had the other night. Yeah. That's what it was. I picked up the barrel proof, thinking it was a small batch. It's like, whoa, this one got a kick. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let you open this up.
Oh, I'm opening up?
Yeah, go ahead. Give us a pour. Let's see what we're talking about here. Now, we're in North Carolina, so that means that we have allocated liquors from the ABC store. So these aren't things that you can always go in and see on the shelf. They have certain drops at different stores. We have a ton of ABC stores. They all get different things at different times, but in this day and age of the internet, them notices go out quick in them damn groups, and you'll be lucky if you get some. But what you send me over there to look for you? I was looking for the double.
Yeah, the double. Yeah. The thing about North Carolina, though, I mean, while you're touching on that, and that's the one thing I love about our state is it's a controlled state. So when they drop an allocated product, these privateer states, they mark it up on secondary pricing. Our state's controlled, but it's the same price at just about every ABC store you go to in North Carolina. It's going to be the same price.
Yep. So that is good, bad that sometimes you don't get there in time, whatever, work or whatever, but I've had some good stuff over the last couple weeks, actually, last couple of months. We got some really good stuff.
Some really good stuff.
So I'm very happy with that. All right, so let's swirl it around a little bit and see what we got here.
Let's see what we got on the nose of this guy. It's a light nose to be a high proof.
It really is.
I'm not getting a whole.
That's interesting because I'm not.
There it is. Hold on. There's a little spiciness for me.
Yeah, I'm not getting much sweet.
Kind of like, those little ginger candies that you buy, the chewy ginger candies.
Yes.
Ginger chews, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of a ginger chew. There's something floral on there.
I think I'm getting more of the floral than I am anything else. anything sweet, it's
So yeah.
more of a bouquet than it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Ginger, a little bit of floral.
And I tell this man all the time that I hate him for making me know about this and go through this, because vodka doesn't have a taste. Vodka doesn't really have a smell. It's just pure. You want to get vodka as purified as possible, and that's just not the case with a good bourbon. Yeah. And now I'm like, man, I like that one. Like we were talking about the Knob Creek 12 earlier, how smoky it is. I don't know if we want to talk about your new favorite here, but maybe a little later. But I mean, some of it now you can taste the hints of vanilla, caramel, the spices that go along with it, and it's a lot more than just some high-powered stuff to get you buzzed up. It's a good drink. So
I'm a little nervous about this thing. Without getting that big nose on it, and the big nose is usually what I like on a higher proof. Yeah. If this thing drinks like 100 proof, that mild as that nose is, we might be in trouble.
Even after the other one we didn't have. Oh boy, cheers. To me, that is smooth. I got a little bit, was it vanilla? I got a little bit. Everything is faint and light. Yeah, it's nothing overpowering, but
jumps out at you.
There's a light aftertaste. I mean, for it to be 120 proof, 119 and a half proof, it doesn't burn. And for me, that's more so than this one. He can handle the burn a little bit. I don't need hair on my chest. That's not.
Let's go back in. Usually that second one will give you a little bit more than that first one. That first one, I got a little bit of the ethanol, a little bit of, I mean, not a heavy alcohol presence, right, but I got a little bit of that. But it's a little bit of a light, like a really light, just a little bit of wood.
Yeah, no, not much, not much of anything.
No real spice. Okay.
There's a little something there.
There's a little sweetness right there.
A little bit, not much.
Right on the front.
We may have to come back to this one. I'm not sure right now where I would put it, but it's not overpowering in any way. Not with the proof, and not with any of the flavor, which for me, that rises it to the top.
Right. So that's when you got to decide. Do I want to get drunk really easily off something without a lot of flavor, and does it justify the price tag that you paid for it?
This one was a little pricey.
Yeah. You talk about Woodford though. The regular Woodford,
which I have not drank a lot of.
That's the generic bourbon,
right.
The airline bourbon. It's just a good, decent pour, and it's like a mild Buffalo Trace. If I had to summarize it,
absolutely.
Buffalo Trace got a little more richness to it, a little more stank on it. This guy's a little milder, a little more appealing to, the regular Woodford.
But it's damn near twice
this
the damn proof of a damn regular Woodford.
This one has got, you can definitely tell there's a little alcohol there. It's not a burn.
It's not.
But you can tell
you can taste it. That's what you finish with, is that alcohol a little bit. Not as much as any of the notes in there.
I'm going to stick to what I said. It's got a floral note to it. A little bit of ginger, but not the super spicy. It smells like ginger, but it don't taste super spicy like ginger.
Yeah.
As I'm tasting it,
I'm
trying to keep my mouth open so that I can really get all my olfactory and all that stuff working together. But it's like I'm hunting for more flavor. When at that proof, it should be there. Like for me, I like it to be there on that much proof.
So before we started the video, that's what we talked about, was that I was surprised because I'd always stayed probably somewhere around 50, 100 proof, somewhere in there, 50% alcohol, 100 proof. And that had been my wheelhouse, and that's what I was comfortable with until I started expanding out. And I was really shocked that once you went up to that proof, that the flavor came through more than some somewhat on the lesser ones, and I'm not getting that with this. Like I said, we may have to come back to this. We'll have to breathe a little bit and it calms down a little bit, but I don't know. I'm not unhappy, but I'm not blown away.
I think if you like regular, not your double oak, not your beloved double oak, because it doesn't have the richness of your double oak. If you like regular Woodford and you want to get drunk,
that's the better.
There it is.
But what are we talking about in price comparison as far as a regular Redford?
Well, he's drinking half as much, getting twice as drunk.
This is true too.
Very mild,
very mild. Though, but that's I don't want to say it's a saving grace, but that's a plus for me. That's a pro for drinking it. The con is the flavors don't come through as much as something that you would expect.
You know what, bro? Let's do this. And I don't typically do this,
but
I do this for some. Let's hit it with a drop of water.
And see if it brings it out a little bit.
See if it opens it up a little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes that'll bring it right on up to the top. It's a trick I use on some of them scotches when I can't get all the flavors that I want to get.
That's what we need to do. So we need to get some scotches and whiskeys in here too.
We're extended. I gotta stay on Macallan 18 up there.
Oh, not tonight. You know that Macallan 18. You know Macallan's a favorite of mine. It's a really good favorite. We need to have that series. What are we talking about? That series of comparing the Macallans and the Johnny Walkers.
Oh, yeah.
Or some of our everyday pours.
Let's see what we got now.
You know what? When I inhaled that, I got a little bit of caramel. Right before I took a sip of that,
Definitely opens that up a little bit.
I tasted that a little bit more there. I think she'll be fine when she breathes a little bit.
Yeah.
And the next time we come around, so the next time we do this, hopefully we can make this a series and do somewhat semi-regularly. We'll bring this one back out, and we'll taste it again. And we'll play some of the footage from this one in there so we can remember what we said. Again, for it to be that smooth and that high proof, that puts it up there. But
knocking it down with those couple drops of water, I'm getting more flavor.
Yeah. Before I sipped it, I could taste the sweet, and I could taste that caramel. It was strong caramel, actually. You over there sipping.
Now sucking in more air, trying to run more air across it.
I taste that caramel, and the caramel's really strong.
Sweetness comes up. Yeah, sweetness is coming up.
That caramel's really strong. Okay, that makes it better because it's really strong on the caramel. What were we talking about the other day that was really sweet? I know the Toasty, the Elijah Craig Toasty. There's another one that had a strong, because I have a sweet tooth like no other, so.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about you. That Elijah Craig 18 is kind of sweet to me. It's heavy on the wood, but it's sweet too.
Okay.
And I mean, that Four Roses is sweet.
It is. Yeah. That's why that Four Roses single barrel is one of the best, I feel, that you can get on a regular basis for us. It's always on the shelf. It is always on the shelf, and I always keep one in the closet, in the pantry, soon to be a little bar area. And that is one that I can sit down and pour. Had a long day, just want to relax a little bit, sitting out on the porch or something. That one goes. I think this one's gonna grow on me.
It's complicated. That's not for the beginner.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Again, like you said, there's a few staple items. Maker's 46, Woodford Double O. There's some bottles that you just need to have on your bar when you're first starting into bourbon, and that can last you on into, an experienced palate. This is for an experienced palate.
It is. It really is.
It's not for.
And mine's not that experienced. Not nowhere near what yours is, because it took me a second to actually inhale it.
Yeah.
Before I got all of that flavor, and then after it's like, wait a minute, there is something here. So.
Yeah. This is really a bourbon for a Scotch drinker that wants some proof.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, when without the water.
Yes.
Without the water.
Yes. And normally I would have had a cube in here.
Yeah.
Normally I would have.
I try to try everything neat, then maybe with a drop, then with a cube.
Yeah.
I think probably this thing with a cube, oh my God, I'd probably drink it all night and fall out.
Because it's so smooth. I mean, it goes down easy. So maybe that's what it is. That's what it is, the refinedness of it. There's no bitterness. There's no bite to it. That first sip, I was beyond shocked. That was like, this is 120 proof, and it did not kill me. So I like that. I really like that.
Now, would you buy it again?
Yes, I would.
Without a doubt.
But I think this one will last me for a while, though. This isn't something I'm going to sit, and this is...
Hey, man. Take another sip. I'm not trying to introduce you to nothing. I'm just going to suggest something.
Okay.
Take another sip. And it's not right there. That finish is kind of short, but there's a cashew or something on the back of that thing.
There's a nut there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think right there where we're at. Break the neck, let it sit on your shelf for about a month.
Yeah, and we'll come back
And
to that.
we come back to that thing because there's a little nuttiness there. It was like a sweet cashew nut.
That is
Right there.
something.
Right on the back. Yeah.
But
That's bourbon.
That finish
That's
is
bourbon.
so light, though.
Yeah.
So light.
That's tasting bourbons. I love trying new stuff and picking the notes out and tearing it apart. But back there on the finish, which is not a super long finish.
Right.
Like, it's gone now. But
Yeah,
right
no,
there,
it's done.
there's a little sweet nut like a cashew on the back. I was trying to decide if it was a pistachio or a cashew.
No, it's a cashew. That is light. I like it. So, but the thing is, though, this is not something that I would pour 2 or 3 continuously.
Oh, wow. That's a one-hitter quitter.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a hard work week.
Yeah.
It's Friday night. This ain't Thursday night pours like what we're doing. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Let me get me something nice. Let me put something on my nightstand before I go to bed and get me a little sip of something. It's not gonna keep me up all night. That's that.
I love that.
Let me get with my homeboy.
I love that.
And I might have to drive home, but I want a little bit of proof.
A little bit. This is good. This is good.
That's
But how long did it take us to get there? It took a couple minutes to
It
get there.
It took the whole pour. We're at the bottom of the pour. Yeah. With a splash of water.
That is complex. That is not something that
It's
someone
not beginner bourbon.
your first year or two into it's like, oh man, I'm gonna go get this. It's like, ah, this ain't good. And be mad that you didn't spend, that much money on a bottle. And then somebody else said, well, I love that.
Well, I did that. Bought stuff, and I was like, this ain't the greatest. Put it on the shelf and came back. Then came back a year later. I was like, oh my God, I should have bought so much more of that and just put it away.
Isn't that something?
So that's why I got that rule. Every bottle, get 2 bottles.
Okay.
So when you drink that first bottle, start drinking it. Set it on the shelf, let it sit. Kind of how I do my cigars.
Yeah.
I'll buy a box. I don't buy a couple. I'll just buy a box. Smoke 2 or 3. Put the box in the bag. As the months go by, I might smoke one this month. By the 5th month, I've had 5 out the box. I either like it or I don't.
Right.
And if I like it, I've got 15 more cigars that I like.
Okay. No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So, I don't even remember if I said this in the beginning. I've known this man for damn near 32 years. We met freshman year at NC State.
Orientation.
Orientation, 1993. What do you remember from that?
I remember us playing cards in the dang on
In Burgal.
in the lobby.
In the lobby, playing spades.
Right.
Everybody thought we had never played before.
Yeah, they thought we were cheating.
So, orientation, freshman year, and to this day, people think we're cheating.
Yeah. But when you get a good friend, and this is a marriage. This is an old marriage. We fight just like a married couple, cuss each other out. But it's almost like telepathy. I can project, hey, I got a joker, a deuce, and an ace. What do you got? And it's y'all are cheating. We're not cheating.
Never said it.
Just know that personality that well that, I can look at that man bid his hand and I got 3 in a possible. Right? He's got a joker.
He knows what it is.
2 king. He got a king of diamonds and a king of hearts.
Yep, and only one of them, because them kings ain't always good. And that's the thing. People don't understand how to be at that spade hand. So they don't always know. They don't always know. That was some good times. I tell people all the time, I especially tell the kids that if I never party again, if I never go out again, if I never do anything, I've done enough for a lifetime with hanging out. From being single in college, getting married, being at each other's weddings, and being there when the kids are born and help raising the kids and having the kids call and say, hey, I got this going on, what do you think? I've done it. I've lived a full life at this point, and now that we can sit back and enjoy that.
Well, that's what Thursday nights are for, cracking great bottles with your friends. You know what I mean? It's nothing's promised. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody. So make the best of the time that you're here.
So, I've always known that you were a great driver. I don't even remember what year it was.
Oh my goodness!
But I knew it had to have been. What do you think? 96, 97? We're out on 440 coming back from the mall, and there's a little bit of sleet and snow and ice out on the road. And what was that? An S10 Blazer. Yep. We both had S10 Blazers. And that mug got sideways in the middle of the daggone road, right over the overpass. That mug swung it around, straightened out, and we went straight and narrow and kept going. And I knew right then, my man can drive. Yeah, he can handle himself. He can handle himself. But it was a while before we got something with a little bit of oomph, a little bit of get up and go. For me, I went through all the family cars and whatever, and then got to a certain age. I was like, I want something with a little bit of zip, with a little bit of get up and go.
Hey, right there before you first got married, your wife had a zippy little car.
That 3 Series, that BMW 3 Series. Yeah, she was the truth. She was the truth now. And that was I think that might have been my first. No, it wasn't. My dad had that Bronco. 78 Bronco with that 350.
Oh, that V8,
That mug was hell. No, he had flow masters on that thing. You could hear it coming from a mile away. In the country, we lived out in the country. You could always hear that thing coming. So, what was your first
high performance car?
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember what year that thing was. I think it was in 2001, 2003. E500 Mercedes with the 580 V8.
I remember
how that thing would cook.
But that's a dip. Okay, so first of all, the Mercedes performance cars, and even the BMWs, and the Mercedes is more luxury, but BMW is about performance. Mm-hmm. It's tight, but Mercedes has that air ride. Mm-hmm. It has the luxury, the turn. I can't explain it, and I know there's a better way of explaining it to me, but that car rode good, and it handled, and it will walk away from you.
It was a monster.
Like everything out on the highway right now today can go 80 miles an hour.
Right.
But everything can go from 60 to 100 and just leave you. You don't feel like you're moving. Right. There's a difference, and that's what that Mercedes did.
Yeah, I love that car. Damon's uncle made me buy that car.
What do you have?
He either had an E320 or E500.
Okay.
I was in the market for I wanted a 550 BMW 6-speed.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I couldn't find one. I wanted a used one with about 10,000 miles.
550
or maybe it was a 540. 540.
540. Yeah.
I wanted it with 6-speed. Couldn't find one. Couldn't find one to save my life. And so I was like, well, if I don't get that, what would I want to get? And we went to Damon when he graduated from Duke. His uncle pulled up in that E-Class. I was like, man, that thing is sweet. And so I called Mike Parrish, the guy that services you were getting to service your car.
Yep.
And I said, look, I need an E500 Mercedes. And he was like, oh, well, I got one. I think I got one coming in. And I was like, well, call me when you get it. He called me, said, I got your car. When you come to get it, I'm on the way. And I took it out on a test drive. And the funny thing is, I took it out. This story is crazy because I took it out on a test drive and I was gone for like 2 hours. He called me and he said, I'm just calling to make sure everything's all right. He called my cell phone. I said, yeah, everything's all right. I'm sitting here with a pretty girl at the bank getting ready to write this check. It ain't what you got on that sticker, but if you want to sell this car, you're going to take what I'm getting ready to give you. And he said, well, you send me some more customers and you got a deal. And I left out of there cheesing like a Cheshire cat. They were just doing 540 expansion, and I'd been out there blowing that damn car out, and it was. I bought it over to your house.
Yep.
I was like, hey, what do you think about this? That thing was
sweet.
It was amazing.
Sweet, absolutely.
So that's what really got me. Well, no, my first car was when I was 16. I turned 16 in 1990.
Yep.
And I woke up, 16th birthday. Hey, you going to school? What's going on? We're going to get my driver's license. We're going to get me a car. And
kids don't think like that today.
Yeah. Went up to this used car lot. Guy had an 86 Mustang GT, 351 Windsor with T-tops in it. The thing was built to the hilt, and that's what I wanted. And just I had to have it. My mom was like, son, I don't know about this. Talked her into it. Go up there. She signs all the paperwork. She's like, what you gonna do? Old country people, paying cash for it. What kind of insurance you need to get? She was like, well, I'm getting full coverage on whatever you get. No. Just get liability. You don't need full coverage.
Yeah, you do.
And so I walked back out to the car. I'm jingling my keys and shit. I'm all excited. Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody I got a Mustang. Yeah. And I looked up toward the car dealership. And I seen my mama.
Oh,
she
no.
was shaking her head. And I went back and sat in the damn front seat of that car and waited. She said, baby, get that man them keys back. Why would I do that? I'm not paying $2,000 every 6 months on them full coverage insurance. And this was in 1990. She was like, the man was like, man, that's the fastest car I ever had on the car lot. I'm like, hey, shut up. We just need liability. This thing was an absolute monster. But so for my 16th birthday, I had a Mustang for about 40 minutes. And that segues into what we're talking about. I wanted that car when I was in high school. You live under your parents' roof.
Yeah.
Parents do the best they can for you, but you get a little better in life, a little better place in life. You can buy what you want, what you didn't ever have. I shot out there and bought me an '88 GT Mustang.
Oh,
that's how it happened.
Oh my goodness. So, in between there, you had what was it for the Scat Pack?
Had a regular 5.7 Challenger.
Okay.
Had a 5.7 Challenger. Then I bought the Scat Pack. Then we're down in Myrtle Beach, and I was bringing Cameron back for her birthday, and my daughter, she's a car nut, and I felt guilty. I said, you know what? I need to buy an SUV for this little girl to haul her stuff around. So I sold the Scat Pack, bought that Mercedes GLS 450.
Yep.
And I went from that GLS 450 to went to Genesis GV8.
Oh.
That's my current car.
Genesis is a beautiful car. So how long has it been since we rode down to Charlotte? 3 years?
Oh man, you gotta think that was back.
It's 3 years ago.
It's probably 5 years ago.
It's been 5 years.
It's been a while. I can't remember. I don't even remember how long I've had that thing. I think it's part of the family. I don't even celebrate birthdays no more.
So I get a call during the week. Hey man, found something down in Charlotte that I always wanted. You ride down there with me? If I buy it, you need you to drive my car back. What was that?
Oh, that was that Mustang.
Yeah.
I took and called JW. JW went over and took a look at it. My buddy JW, he's got an Instagram. We'll tag him. And he's probably the guy you need to call if you need some restoration because he's a wrench. The guy's a genius. He's probably one of the smartest people.
Yeah.
He's smart aleck. You wouldn't want to deal with him because he's smart aleck.
He's a good dude.
He's a great friend of mine. He told me, he said, are you going to buy this Mustang or not? Because if you don't buy it, I might buy it. I said, I'm on the way, son. And I called Chris. We shot down there. Guy was wanting to buy it. You know what? I could probably research back to when Apple first split. He wanted to buy Apple stock for his daughter. And I was like, that's real admirable, but how much you want for this car? That's what it went down.
That is it.
And I paid the guy, and we drove that thing back on, and it's on a set of 373 gears, which ain't a highway gear, but drove that thing back from Charlotte. It's out there in the garage right now. Yep.
Been in love ever since. So now for me, he went for the American tried and true. Ever since I was oh goodness, when did I first fall in love with those foreigns?
Yeah, you wanted a 911 years ago.
In the 80s. And I can tell you that I've always thought that, the Porsche 911 was it. It was a top. That's what it was. German efficiency. That's what I wanted. But as you get older, you realize, hey, the German efficiency comes at a price. And it's a steep price most of the time. So, probably 6 months ago, just a little bit. Probably about 6 months ago, I got in my head, it's like, you know what? I got one that's already graduated from college, doing good. I need to enjoy life a little bit. So I started looking at Porsches. But the one thing that kept coming up was the Boxster. So I was like, man, you know what? I don't think I can do that. Let's keep looking up. So I go around, you know what? Let me drive one of these things. I ain't never drove one. I always said that the Boxster wasn't a real Porsche.
That was the problem.
That was the biggest problem. That was an unbelievable problem. So the first one I drove might have been a 99. Had a few issues with it. Nothing mechanical, but the way it looked or whatever. When I get there, pull the top down, and I get out there, Pat, I turned the tire in second gear. And this car was 30 years old. And I'm like, this car can still get it. I mean, steering was tight. Like, I've driven cars where the power steering wasn't good, you feel it. I mean, it was 2 inches away from that. So that car, if you took your hands off the wheel, she would keep that line in the road and keep going. That engine was still good that much later. So I was like, all right, let me drive a couple more. Drove a couple more, it was the same thing, all of them. They could still pull. When I said they could pull, first gear, I could get up to damn near 40, 50 miles an hour. Second gear, I'm turning tires.
Yeah, but you're no stranger to German engineering. I mean,
well, that BMW let me know that.
That freaking Mercedes truck that you rode to death.
I did rode that.
You rode that thing. Oh my God.
That ML was a good truck. That was a great truck. That mug was good. So I was like, I can do this. So I was like, man, let me look, and then the S's start popping up. The Boxster S.
Hold on, I know this is your channel.
Nah, come on now.
We're not pretentious. We old country boys. Don't let all that Mercedes BMW talk. Hey, like you said, Ford Bronco, Chevy S10 Blazers. We old American country boys now. You give us a little bit of change, we might go buy a German, but we still like American muscle.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I drove 2 S's. One of them they sold before.
You was done with that S. Once you drove that S,
it was a wrap. The car is 2,500 pounds. With a flat 6 in it, making about 240, 250 horsepower. That's a lot. That's a lot. You can't beat that.
Your car is probably the same. We're probably about the same horsepower. I think the stock Mustang rated at 225 horse.
I did not know they were that light though.
Yeah, but they're super light.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mine's got heads and all kinds of stuff.
But still, there's nothing in that engine.
We're probably the same. We're probably at the same car. Just mine's a little bigger, a little heavier, probably got a little more horsepower. We're probably the same car to rate ratio.
Which is ridiculous. Yeah. Which is absolutely ridiculous. So I let my man know, hey, man, I found this car, man, I don't know what to do. I love this thing. I want to get it. What should I do? What'd you say? What'd you tell me?
Oh, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And this is how this marriage works. Somebody yin and a yang. If he's like, well, I don't know, hey, let's roll with it. Let's go. Let's go. We got to spend a wrench or two on it. We'll spend a wrench or two on it. Let's go.
That is all I needed. So
get it in the garage. Beg for forgiveness. Don't ask for permission. Get that thing in the garage.
So went ahead and pulled the trigger. Brought him home. And we go out to Cars and Coffee that first time. And it was it was a good feeling. It was a good feeling being out there in that environment. So we're in the Triangle area of North Carolina. And Cars and Coffee in Morrisville, first weekend, first Saturday of every month.
Yeah, first Saturday.
Unbelievable beautiful. And that weekend was crazy because it was almost 65 degrees in November.
Yeah. You guys that came out there and I bought Leroy and Cam out the week before.
Exactly.
And I was
you
like,
went to the one
I'm like, you're really gonna like this.
And we went out there they had everything out there. I saw probably there was a row of 6 or 7 911s. I know there was a row of 12 Supras out there, Toyota Supras. You don't see Supras like that anymore. I mean, they just had everything out. The dude riding around with a McLaren, just firing off every chance he got. All the staff and everything were chasing around. You can't be revving that engine out here like that. It was beautiful. I had one of the greatest times that I can remember in recent history from that alone. And we've been back. We were just out there last month and had a great time. But it was a great purchase. I love it. There's some things to be worked on. I got the top end to change the convertible top. We got to do the full service, yearly service on the Porsche coming up here. So him and my other boy Marlon helped me out with that. It's great. I'm not even gonna lie. I forget that you have it because it's parked in the garage. You open up the garage, you go out there and get some. You look like, there you are. How you doing?
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love it. It's a great drive, and a large part to the man that's standing right here that I was able to pull that because I'm frugal to a huge extent. I got some tech toys that I spend my money on,
Exactly.
but a car, yeah, that was something. That was a huge leap outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna enjoy until you get to that point. I didn't know I was gonna like that bird feeder so much.
Those videos are
oh my God.
That damn squirrel.
That is the best. Like you got it now.
Yeah.
So could you imagine not having it? Could you
not
imagine going out to that garage and it was empty?
Because you know what I'll do? On a good day, especially during the wintertime,
pull the truck in and wash it down.
I'll pick a place that's 25
not for
minutes
that,
away.
man. It's got a nice accurate truck that he don't even talk about. He ain't talking about that.
But it's different. That family car with a little bit of performance is different than it is that person. And my kids are every kid is ridden and they all love it. My middle daughter loves to go to the car show. Loves to go. She likes them. She likes Camaros.
Yeah.
For her, I'm thinking a Ford Focus or something along that line that we can tinker on.
I'm telling you right now, let's just get her a 2001, 2002 V6 Camaro.
You think we can get? Oh, Mom, we got to do some working on Mom.
It ain't got an engine in there.
It does, but still, she
just looks sporty. It ain't, it's just
that was that Bumblebee there.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh, Cam loves Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Cam says, "Oh, that's Bumblebee. That's Bumblebee." I'm like, "Oh my God, Cam."
And I think she could really turn some bitches. She loved to get in there and make some mods on it.
Some kids go to NC State. Some kids go to Wild Tech. You know what I mean? You make a good living still doing whatever you do. She may be in the cars to that degree. She might remember one time we had to train. Green, I was going to be the engine guy, and you were going to be the paint body.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you brought that back. Well, we done been through some mess.
Yeah.
We done been through some mess. But that's what getting to this stage of life is.
Yeah.
Being able to sit back on a Thursday night and enjoy a good bottle of bourbon, talk about some cars. Tell me about that cigar you smoking right now.
This cigar older than damn probably some of your kids. This thing's a 19.
Oh my damn kids! What are you talking about?
It's a SLRA. It's a St. Louis Ray, A Cuban. But it's I bought these back. There was a whole cigar boom right around 99, 2000, and a lot of warehouses had a lot of cigars, and I think probably around. It's not even around 2004, 2005. Back when you were out in Holly Springs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I fell in love with that Punch 98 Punch Corona, and I bought these with that, and I probably bought 5-6 boxes of each. Again, not pretentious. We do country boys. But we gonna buy what we want to buy now. That's the thing about country folks. We gonna have some cash, and we gonna buy what we want to buy.
That was right around the time of the CAO anniversary.
Yep, the L anniversary that you love.
And I used to love that Maduro.
The Odyssey.
Oh, the Odyssey.
2000 Odyssey.
And the Fuente Sungrown. And the Maduro. Yep, that I used to love as well.
And this ain't no bullshit. I still got 2 CAO anniversary.
No,
CAO Odyssey.
No, you don't.
I got 2 of them over there in that humidor right now.
Yeah.
That's from 2000.
Yeah, I know. Because I smoked that my last anniversary, probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was still a good smooth smoke, but not too much on it. Wait, that's another thing you need to add in here.
What's that?
Cigars.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that on my channel.
Yeah,
that whole page is like cigars, family, guide, cars,
I would have to put that in there.
Bourbon, everything.
So that we can have, you forgot one thing, cooking.
It started with cooking. My channel started with cooking. Me and Cam over COVID, were sitting at home, didn't have anything to do. My daughter liked cooking, so we, let's start a cooking channel, and that's what started my channel. Now, Cam's a little older. She still likes cooking, still likes hanging out with Dad, still likes going to the car shows. But Daddy liked bourbon, so we're gonna do some bourbon reviews on there.
A lot of stuff. We need to have another cook-off too. Not a cook-off.
The rib cook-off?
Not a cook-off, but just a cooking where because people love for us to cook.
Yeah.
And that's a weird feeling for me because I just like to cook. Even when we go on vacation, I like to pick places where we have a decent kitchen or an outdoor space where I can cook. Because what do we like to do? We like to sit down, you like to have your cigar, I like to pour me something nice. And when we go somewhere, I like to have whatever the locals drink. I like to fix some food, go to the local grocery store, pick up some stuff and cook, and it's great.
I was just talking to Donna, my sister. We were talking about spices. And if you ever need granulated garlic, I probably got.
Yeah, I know that.
I got a huge garlic container down there. But I was talking about tiny houses.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, I said, man, Chris come knocking on my door talking about, do you have any spices? I guess I'm just a spice fairy.
You are. No, you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, and there's our cooking is at a whole nother level. I've got to compete with him.
No.
He's got to compete with me, and it's not a competition.
It's not a
we put this pressure on
better.
ourselves, but no. So it's an ongoing thing. And here's the thing, like in any marriage, I do it with my wife. I do it with this married dude I'm married to. He want to eat my food.
Oh yeah.
But I really want to eat his food. So we gonna sit there and argue on who gonna cook. Man, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
I can remember so many times we done been on golf trips or wherever. We bringing stuff down to cook after we get off the golf course and whatever it is. But that's always been a great part. For me, it took me a long time to realize that's how I show people how much I care for them.
That's what Mozelle said about me. That's my love language.
It is.
Act of service.
I love to cook. You want to cook on vacation? Vacation is a time where I got time. Because the schedule's full with all the kids. It's like vacation, I can sit out and plan it. I can get up in the morning, marinate the meat when I'm making breakfast, let it sit for a while, I can plan out my sides.
That's where our families were ruined. Like you said that to me and you were like, well, that's how you show your family you love them. You go ahead and cook for them. And Cam's like 2 years old. I'm picking blueberries to put in her blueberry pancakes. And oh my God, he's right. That is exactly how you show your family you love them.
And it takes them a while when kids start to realize, like, wait a minute, my dad gets up in the morning, he fixes my breakfast, he'll pack me a lunch, and when I get home, there's a dinner there as well. Hey, I might not be the most loving, adoring parent. I'm gonna get on your ass every time you mess up, but I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna make sure you eat. I'm gonna make sure your belly full.
Yeah, I put fresh tomatoes out of the garden in your omelet this morning. I went over there and grew that rosemary to put on top of your chicken. You know what
I'm telling you something. What was that one that pork chop you used to make?
I still
with the apple slices.
With the apple, with the sliced apple on there. That's on the channel. Me and Jimmy made that for me. Rosemary pork chop with sliced apples. That's a beast.
I tell you, I hope we can do this more on a regular basis. Semi-regular basis, once a month and not more than that, where we can sample a good bottle. It doesn't always have to be a brand new open bottle because we both have things that we like and love.
Right.
Maybe get to some mixed drinks in there. Maybe even cook something. Have some things where we sit down and we cook. When we go on our trips.
Oh yeah, that
get some footage from that too.
Yeah.
But this man right here, like I said again, I'm gonna put all his information down. Make sure you follow him, subscribe and like, leave comments, we interact with us. That'll all be good. But it was great. This was great for us. I know it was.
Yep.
And we hope to see you again. Thanks everybody.